Color digital infrared photography requires you to set a custom white balance. Without doing this, all your images are going to look red and you will have a very difficult time getting the blue sky in Photoshop. Let's show you first how images come out when you don't set a custom white balance when you're shooting on auto. And we're working with a Nikon D3000, by the way. So with the white balance set on auto, and we can verify this by going to the white balance menu. As you can see, it says auto. I'll go ahead and take a picture on the white card, and as you can see, it pretty much looks red. And we don't want this, otherwise the images will look red and we'll have a hard time working with these images. Plus gauging exposure. So what you want to do is you want to set a custom white balance by going to the white balance settings here and changing it to preset manual. And you have two choices on this camera. Use a photo or measure. Although use a photo works just fine in normal visible photography, with infrared, because the camera doesn't give you a result, it doesn't tell you the status. Did it set a custom white balance or did it not? You have a much better luck doing this with the other way, which is basically to measure. So let's go ahead and select measure, and yes, that we do want to overwrite the existing preset data. And now it's telling you that you want to take a picture on a gray object, but you can do this with a white card, gray card, a section of foliage or green grass. And as you can see, it's the bottom display is blinking pre. It stopped since we let it time out. Let's go ahead and go in there again. So it'll start blinking pre, and which it signifies that it's telling you that it's in the white balance mode. So it's asking you to capture an image, and we'll go ahead and do that. And as you can see, it said data acquired. And on other occasions, what happens is when you try to take a white balance reading, it will actually tell you that it cannot accept the white balance. So let's go ahead, for the sake of demonstration, change this again. And I'm going to change the ISO or the shutter speed, so that way it'll give us an error. As you can see, it says that it was unable to measure white balance, and it's asking you to try it again. And this will continue to blink, so you don't have to go back in there. All you got to do is adjust with your settings and try it again. And as you can see, it says data acquired. Now if we were to take an image and take a look, it's appearing gray. So it's much better white balance than our other image, which was reddish, pinkish in tone. So now with this custom white balance set, all your foliage should be neutral, and you should have color in the sky and in the foliage depending on the filter you chose, and you should be able to adjust those in Photoshop and actually be able to better gauge your exposures right on the screen. Some models, like this D3000, has a very difficult time setting a custom white balance, so you'll definitely need to play with this until it accepts one. With some Nikon digital cameras, you have a separate white balance button here at the top. So you can set your white balance a little differently than the other models. And you do this by holding down the white balance button and rotating the rear dial until the pre-icon appears for preset white balance. So the camera is now in preset white balance mode, but you still need to actually acquire the white balance measurement. And you do this by holding down the white balance button until the letters pre start blinking, indicating that it's asking you to take a picture to take the measurement. So let's go ahead and do this. As you can see, now it's blinking no good, so it didn't accept the white balance. Let's go ahead and take another image, and as you can see, now it's good. That means it accepted the white balance image, and now from this point on, all your images should be white balanced. And of course, you'd want to acquire a new white balance reading as your lighting conditions change, so that way you can maintain the most accurate custom white balance possible.